Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocket.radio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
And it's Coffee Ann here on ON, AM, and FM. Thanks for joining us. It's Wednesday. It's November 30th, last day in November in 2022. This is Joe Callahan. Thanks for joining us. Tim Draper from Navigant Credit Union is here. Hi there, Tim.
Morning, Joe. Thanks for reminding me I have to make my mortgage payment today.
Please do that. They will be they'll be very happy. Mine's scheduled for tomorrow too. So I'm all set.
Who do you finance your mortgage with?
Oh, so Fred's Bank.
Fred's Bank. That's right. All right. And Melissa Smith from the St. Antoine Communities is here. Good morning to you, Melissa.
Good morning, everybody.
And we expect John Ward to be joining us. He's not here yet, but hopefully he'll be popping in. So, Melissa, time for your first message from the St. Antoine Communities.
Yep. So for those of you that don't know a lot about St. Antoine Community, we are a large long-term care campus located in North Smithfield and on the line of Blackstone, Mass. and Woonsocket. And on our property, we offer an expansive continuum of services that range from assisted living to short and long-term skilled care. We have a state-of-the-art rehab center, a private hospice suite, as well as a large secured memory care unit. And the two buildings on our property are the Villa at St. Antoine, which is our 76-apartment assisted living facility, and the Residence at St. Antoine, which is our 180-bed short and long-term skilled care facility. So if you are presently at a crossroads with your loved one and trying to determine when is the right time to seek more help and support, I encourage you to reach out to me. I'd be happy to walk you through your options. You can reach me at 401-767-3500 or email me at msmith@santantoine.net.
All right, Melissa, very good. And I want to let you know that we had a nice time at St. Antoine Communities on Sunday. It was my mom's birthday. She turned 89.
Nice.
So we took over the dining area.
Oh, did you?
Right across
that was you guys, huh?
That was us. Why, did something break?
I mean, I heard something, but
All right.
no, I'm just kidding.
It's right across the hall from the chapel.
Oh, nice.
So we were in there and had a little family get together there. So it was nice over there.
That's great.
So thank you very much. Now I wanted to ask Melissa this because the whole Taylor Swift ticket fiasco.
We're going back to it.
Yeah, well, sort of, because
Do you have tickets for me, Joe? What happened?
Well, I would love to surprise you with some, but I do not. But today, Metallica tickets go on sale.
Actually, I
I'm
messaged
like, are you
my
gonna...
brother that I got excited. I'm a fan.
Are you?
I mean, not on the T-Swizzle level, but I am a Metallica fan.
So what about your kids? Would that be a nice substitute?
She tolerates it.
All right.
I remember years ago I introduced her to Metallica when we were putting together.
And was she scared? Oh my God, what is this?
Yes.
I remember listening to it as my pump-up music for basketball, like
All
my
right.
motivational music, to kind of get you in game mode. So she was trying out for, I think, 7th or 8th grade middle school basketball, and I was giving her like a pep talk, and I was like, okay, we're on the ride to school, put Metallica on. I'm like, this is going to get you going,
What song did you play? Enter Sandman?
It must have been. I must have.
Right.
But I remember her face being like, what is
this
And I'm thinking to myself,
Mom?
I listen to this every morning with Uncle Bob at 7 a.m., like waking up. My brother was a huge fan, Van Halen, Metallica, etc. That whole era.
Crew, okay.
Was the louder the better, the noisier the
Well,
better.
I figure you might want to try to get the tickets because the show's not for 2 years, and then your daughter,
And
who's
then I'll be all
16 now, is going to be 18. She's going to love
Do
them
we
then.
think it makes sense that they're selling them for 2 years
No, I
out?
think
They're
that's kind of
older.
ridiculous. Yeah, they're older.
Shouldn't we be
Need the cash
concerned?
now. Must have a cash flow issue.
It must
Maybe.
be. I think Ticketmaster is actually worried that they're going to get split up because Congress is looking at them and said we got to make as much money as possible.
Oh, that's interesting.
Right now, so we can keep it all before we get broken up for
Because there
some
really
whatever
isn't
reason.
any other real big ticket agents.
No,
out
they
there.
used to be, but they
Ticketmaster.
went around
There's
and,
no competitor.
and bought them all up.
What's StubHub? Is that
That's
part
an
of
the
aftermarket.
aftermarket.
That's different.
Those are the ones that were reselling them for $1,000
Oh,
a
okay.
seat.
And
up
why
in the
is that
300s.
legal?
I have
And
no
scalping
idea.
is
And
not.
scalping is not. I don't understand
I don't
why
know.
that's okay.
But
And
you-
someone
you-
tried to explain it to me. He's actually they worked in Rhode Island. They actually worked for the Attorney General's office, and he started to explain it, and even he stumbled. He goes, "It just is."
It
That was
just
it.
Well,
is.
the only
That was
thing
the
I'll say
explanation.
in
Give Bob
defense
Lauder
of that
some
is,
homework.
at one point, I don't know what concert it was. I was trying to buy tickets, and I couldn't find them anywhere. And I don't know what show it was for, but there was the big difference
money.
between. Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah, it's always money.
The big difference between buying them on Craigslist or going to StubHub. And I remember favoring StubHub because I'm like, well, at least I don't feel like there's some
shenanigans going on.
Something happening.
Slimy
Yeah.
nature of
Even
where
though it
did
was
these even
cheaper
come
on
from?
Craigslist than.
Well, the problem is they were counterfeit on Craigslist a lot. of them.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
All right.
I mean, there was sort of that. So I guess there's a need for people who
I just
don't
didn't know.
trust.
I didn't know if you were going to try for tickets today because I'm waiting to see another fiasco. Because not only tickets.
Metallica has the same draw as
Well, that's what-
T-Swizzle.
True,
I
but
love
they're
that
also
you're calling
but
it
they're al-
T-Swizzle now.
But it's not
That's
just
great.
tickets in Foxborough. It's all up and down the East Coast that
Yeah.
tickets are going on sale for. So it's people in Philadelphia and Miami and everywhere in between is going to try to hit Ticketmaster probably at 10 this morning, and they're
Quite
going to crash
possibly.
the system again.
Right.
Or you're going to get in and you be there for hours before you're told you can't buy. And
Well,
we're
there
out.
might be
Sorry
a
about
whole
that.
new wave of generation listening into Metallica because there was at the time that
Yeah.
I had my youngest 12 years. I think it was 12 years ago, ish.
Mm-hmm.
They came out with a lullaby album. Do you remember that?
No.
Metallica has a
yes,
lullaby
they
album?
do. We'll look it up on the
Oh,
break.
wow.
We'll take a listen.
Well, one of
But,
the funniest things I've ever seen, and you can find it on YouTube, Jimmy Fallon had them on The Tonight Show. And he used to do the things where he would bring groups on.
Oh, yeah.
Well, let's play your songs with kindergarten instruments.
Yes,
yeah.
tambourines.
Enter Sandman on the
But
the
it
little.
was so good.
And it was well. I mean, they
Yes.
all know how to play. There's Lars, the percussionist, just with his little like a tambourine thing, ching ching ching. It's just so funny.
We could really spice up this show if we started doing a little
Right,
segment
we
like
do a little
that.
segment of playing musical instruments. It wouldn't be good though, but whatever.
All right, I had a couple of things for John, so I wanted to save that. So this was odd. Yesterday, a CVS in Chepachet
Right.
car crashes into the store. At this almost the same time, a car crashes into a CVS in Whitman, Massachusetts.
Right, that was weird. Very
Now they're not
coincidental.
related
Nope.
at all,
Really?
but isn't that odd
Yep.
that the both CVS locations were hit by
very
automobiles
strange.
on the
Like
same
cars.
day
Yeah.
in the same afternoon?
Right. Right. It's one of those weird things in life that happens.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and
But
you
one
couldn't
would think
you
you
couldn't
w-
plan this.
Right. Is there a concerted effort to drive your car into a CVS? Is there something going on?
Like on the count of three.
Right.
One,
1, 2,
two,
3.
Around with their cell phones ready.
Yeah,
Okay,
right.
floor it. So, but on that
strange.
same vein, someone that was either an employee at that Apple store in Hingham is now suing
Apple. Right.
the Apple store that they were negligent.
Right. They didn't have
No.
enough protection, and by I think what they're saying is you didn't have those cement posts
Yeah,
in front of your
in
store,
front of the store.
to prevent a car from crashing through the front door.
And
now
they
you're gonna
didn't.
watch they did not. You're right, and you're going to see those front posts pop up all around
Well,
there.
you're gonna have to
Probably.
now. And unfortunately, Apple's going to settle. I think.
Going to sell what?
No, settle.
Oh, settle. Sure.
And they're just
Of
going to
course
say, "Here's I don't know." I
get
think
some-
I think she wanted $50,000. Okay, here's 10.
Yeah.
Maybe 20.
Yeah.
Please go away.
Right. They probably will.
And,
But
and you'll never hear of that. But
it brings up an interesting point. Those are soft targets, right? You can
Well,
take
yeah.
your car and drive it right in. Now they're soft targets for other reason too, but if you go to New York now, remember after 9/11, they immediately started putting those cement barriers in. Well, what they've done now is they've come up with ways to not have them look like giant cement barriers. There's huge cement planters out in front, which
Okay.
will prevent
Yeah, decorative.
cars and stuff, so they're decorative. So there's a lot of ways to protect the buildings and protect from people driving in that actually look nice, that make the thing, it blends in with the surrounding environment rather than just be a pole painted yellow.
Well, but then you get Target. They're round.
Right.
Look like big balls.
Big giant, yeah, big.
And they're
giant Christmas
they're
balls.
painted red.
Right.
And
Those are designed to protect people from driving through the store.
they're also designed for kids to climb on them.
Right.
Well, they are. Well,
They
that's,
go, "Ooh,
And
I'm
stick
top of
their
the-"
bubble gum on. yes.
Is that what they're for?
Can I have a little vent now that you're talking about Target's entrance?
oh boy.
We're gonna
Oh,
we're gonna
sure.
derail for a minute.
All right.
The little, I guess they must be like carriage runaway preventer bumps. That's what we should call them. Like the little skids, the little something when you're coming out of the store and you go
Oh
with
yeah.
your
Oh,
carriage.
right,
Yeah.
right, right.
Can we just get rid of those? Anytime I put water or anything on the bottom of the carriage, I'm sitting
it
there
fall out?
like, yes, I have to go at a snail's pace. I have to almost like curve the wheels through the grooves of the.
It's a maze.
It is, and Stop and Shop too. And it's just, I don't know, tired of my gallons of water or my milk flopping
Flowing
over,
over.
and then like
Yeah,
my
well, listen,
blueberries tipping
now that
over and then
now that
spreading
you're
them
doing your
everywhere.
kitchen over, you're gonna have a lot more water in your house.
I
You're gonna
know,
have to
and I've
carry
never
jugs
been
and-
into the whole we rewash. Like we definitely are go green advocates in our house, and we like to recycle and we like to, reuse our Yeti mugs and whatever else. And now I just feel like for the next 4 or 5 weeks, it's all disposable.
all
Everything.
yes.
Paper
Life
plates,
needs to be
plastic
easier.
utensils.
I can't handle it.
It totally needs to be easier, and it can be. It's amazing how you could live that way if you wanted to.
I
but-
drink a breakfast shake every morning. You've seen me bring it in here. Yes.
Can't find your blender?
I had my kids' little Ritz peanut butter cracker package this morning on my ride here because I'm like, I don't want to rinse out my blender ball nutrition shake container when I get home.
Right. Well, you know what?
Yes.
So part of your renovation budget should always be eating out. We had an allocated part of our budget, which was okay. We're just going to be going out because we're not going to want to cook. We're not going to want any of this stuff. So we went and I bought the Ensure protein shakes or whatever they are. I say Ensure. It shows
I have
my
coupons
age,
for
right?
you,
But-
by the way.
Oh, good. I'll take those. Not necessarily
I can
Ensure,
hook
but there's
you
a
up.
whole variety of
I
those
can hook you up.
prepackaged shakes that
Yeah.
we
Did you like them?
Yeah, they were bad.
They're not bad.
Yeah, my wife does this. It's I don't want to do a commercial spot for it, but it's Ignite Your Life. What the heck is that? Herbalife or something?
Herbalife.
Is
Yep.
it?
Yep. Those
so-
shakes are pretty good.
Yeah, they are. They're really
Yeah,
good.
I've had those in the past. I do like them.
Yep.
Usually we tell folks that don't love Ensure. I mean,
Yep.
the elderly population
Right.
that typically consumes them, Tim.
Yes.
We usually
was the
suggest
first thing that came
throwing
to
them,
mind.
throwing them in a blender with a scoop of ice cream.
Oh, there you go.
And it just turns it immediately into a milkshake and makes it more bearable. But
Right.
my nephew who has celiac disease and gluten allergy, severe gluten allergy, who's at college, he's always Ensure as part of his regular diet just
Is
to
it?
make sure
Yeah.
he's getting enough nutrients and protein, etc. But no problem. He kicks it back without a flinch.
Yeah.
Been doing it for years.
Okay.
So,
I had to do that too. It was a month, 2 months or so ago that we had the boil water.
Oh, yeah, for you
everything.
guys, yep.
Yeah.
And so we
Yes.
went and got the plastic silverware and then the plastic plates and that's what you cooked on too, and that's what you ate off of, and then you just throw everything away. It's like, well, gee, that was convenient. It's like, hey,
know.
maybe we should keep doing this. But then, yeah, it wrecks the environment, of course. But it's
Right.
like, wow, this
and
it
actually,
was nice for a
disposable
couple, 4
cutlery and
days.
everything right now is not cheap. You know, paper plates are not cheap, and napkins are not cheap. All those things are not cheap right now. So,
All right, the Royals are coming.
The Royals are coming.
So I would-
Kansas City's coming here.
No, not those Royals. Prince and Princess of Wales.
Our
will
friends-
be coming to Boston.
Our friends, yeah. Well, they better hurry up and fly in because this weather is not going to be conducive to them getting to Boston here.
Oh no. Yeah, they're supposed to be here this afternoon, so I'm not
it's going
quite
to
sure.
be bad weather this afternoon
Yes.
for walking
Lot
around.
of wind- lot
And
of
they have
wind
that.
and rain.
They're giving away some prize for climate change
Yeah.
on Friday.
Right.
I think that's when they're going to do it.
days of
And then Biden's going to be in Boston on Friday, so
Yeah,
stay away
Boston.
from Boston.
Yeah, stay in
It's
Boston.
going to be nuts.
Are they meeting
town.
up? Is that part of their plan?
I think so. Although
While they're
Biden's
here?
supposed to be there for a fundraiser of
Right.
some sort, but I can see him going to this event where they're making this announcement
Yeah,
of who
they'll
wins
do it.
this
Is it
prize.
Is it at the Kennedy Museum?
Yes,
It is?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's Earthshot is what
Right,
they're calling
Earthshot.
it this time. So I can see him being there. So
Yeah.
there's going to be a lot of security all over the place. So stay away from Boston. All right, we did get a note that called in 766-1240. Back to Metallica. Okay, the caller says Led Zeppelin, Deep Purple, The Who, ZZ Top, Bad Company, Aerosmith, Metallica is not on my list. Ooh.
Ooh.
They don't put them in the same.
I'm sorry. Did you say
realm.
Van Halen was on there though?
No, that's not listed on here as well.
not gonna-
Who do you like? Do you like Dave Van Halen or Sammy?
Sammy.
You like
See, I like
Sammy?
them both.
Yeah.
I like them both. Because I grew up on the Dave,
Well, right.
and then Sammy came in after Dave thought
Absolutely.
he was
He was
better
gonna be
than
great,
everybody else. And
With a swell solo career
I
now
think they
having.
had great music during that time period.
Yeah.
And Eddie Van Halen was just such a gifted, talented guitarist.
I'm not sure I can even name a rock band right now that.
Metallica.
No, I meant current, like modern day, 20-year-old something or others. There was the era of not Third Eye Blind. Who am I thinking of? There's a couple bands that came through for. See, I can't even think of their names anymore. But I can't think of any
My go-to
new band.
newer band is the Killers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
So they're relatively
Okay.
new.
I think I told you that story. I was actually
And they were already in their 40s. No,
I was at Logan Airport waiting to go on a trip, and we're sitting there, and a bunch of young people in front of us, T-shirts and everything. Again, I had these T-shirts on that said the Killers, and so we were sending some pictures back to my kids, and we're like, yeah, we're just waiting for the gate, and I took a picture of the gate, and one of the Killers was right there, and my daughter, she goes, "Is that are they
actual
the
guy.
Killers?" And I'm like, I don't have any idea who they are. So I took another picture of them, very, kind of like selfie.
Yeah.
Here's the guys. And then she goes, "Oh my God, you're on an airplane with the Killers." I'm like,
I
okay.
am.
Yay me.
I am.
Yay
So,
me.
I don't know if that sounds good. I'm on an airplane with,
With
the
the
Killers.
That's right. They're actually not too
Ay, ay.
bad. So
Yeah, no, and then I started hearing their music. I'm like, yeah, they aren't that bad.
all right. Okay.
I don't even. I just did
I
a
can't
quick
even name a
search,
song,
and I
though.
don't even. And I'm probably gonna mispronunciate half the
Their names.
bands that were just listed.
Well, while you're doing
Greta
that, though.
Van Fleet.
Oh, they're good.
Yeah.
Oh, see, all right. The
Hey.
Cold
I would have thought that was a one person.
Stairs,
Call that one. I don't know.
Thunder Mother,
No.
the Commoners. I feel like I've heard of them.
Commodores?
Commoners.
No.
Commodores? You haven't
Commoners
heard of
I've
them?
heard of.
No, I've heard of
Lionel
them.
Richie.
That's why I accentuated the
I
Naked
should take
Gypsy something
Ensure.
or other. I don't know.
No.
This is.
This is why I drink Ensure, I guess.
Oh my gosh.
All right, we
Yeah,
got
no.
to take a break on the Coffee and program right now. So Melissa, get away from the rock and roll bands.
Holy cow.
Time for a second message from the St. Antoine communities, please.
Actually, I just wanted to bring attention to where we're at heading into the holiday season. And believe it or not, at St. Antoine, we're going to be taking down all of our fall stuff, fall decor in the next day or two, and starting to put out our Christmas decor, which means one thing. We are excited to receive the hopefully completed wreaths from Navigant Credit Union. We had, I think all the branches are participating this year. We had 20 wreaths go out to be decorated by our awesome friends at Navigant, and hopefully we will be receiving them back by the 5th, which is actually Monday. It's
They're-
only a couple days away.
Their challenge is on. We'll check with the manager.
Challenge is on, and we're going to be putting them up in the hallway at our 10 Rose Ave address, which is St. Antoine Residence, and they'll be up there for 2 weeks, straight through the 16th, and then the silent auction winners will be announced on the 19th. So if you are interested in putting a bid on any of these wreaths and taking home something maybe to bring as a housewarming gift to someone at the holidays, stop by, or you can call me for more information, 401-767-3500. And I also will be putting all the wreaths up on Facebook, so you can call me and put a bid through our messenger on Facebook as well. I'd be happy to write that information for you if you can't come in person. So anyways, thanks again, Navigant, and we look forward to seeing what you come up with next week.
Yeah.
Very good. More Coffee Ants coming your way. Please stay tuned.
You know, when you're paying the right price for protection, you just know it. It's that warm, fuzzy, totally secure feeling, knowing that you're not only getting great coverage, but you're also not paying too much for it. And when it comes to your insurance, there's no one better at getting the right price for your protection than Allstate agents Kara and Celeste Benjamin, because they know when it comes to your bank account, every penny counts towards something bigger, something better. Like a nicer car, that home update you've been dreaming of, or a phone that's fresh out of the box. Those little or big things that we work so hard for. And Kara and Celeste Benjamin want to help you work a little less by getting you the coverage you need and the savings you deserve when you switch to Allstate. Contact Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, 2 locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. 765-5000 for a free quote today. Allstate, you're in good hands. And you're in good hands with Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. Savings vary based on the average annual savings reported by new auto customers surveyed in 2019 who switched to Allstate.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee in Pawtucket. They're a 62-year-old family business that roasts all its coffee right here in Rhode Island. Founded originally as Excellent Coffee Company, they provide great coffee to food service establishments throughout New England.
ON, AM, and FM.
All right, Coffee and here on ON, AM, and FM. Thanks for joining us. It's Wednesday, November 30th. Melissa Smith is here from the St. Antoine Communities. Tim Draper is here from Navigant Credit Union, who is taking a very important call right now.
Yes, very
important.
important.
John Ward is not here. And I sent the text over to John just asking to see if he's going to be making it in, and he has not replied. So,
John, are you out
not
there?
Not quite sure where John is. And so we're going to have to hold off on that question because it deals with something going on in the city that he would have a much more, a better answer to. But Melissa, the
Yes.
World Cup Soccer, USA defeated Iran yesterday,
Yes.
1-0, and so they move on to
yeah.
the field of 16.
Very exciting, and
I
they're
just remembered. They play the Netherlands.
they're playing. I was gonna say they're
Next.
playing
I'm
my
like,
people.
who
I'm
they
gonna be
playing
torn.
next? Oh, yeah.
Do I wear my Dutch flag shirt? I'm not sure yet, but I know that my whole Dutch family is getting together Saturday morning. So
What time do they play?
I believe they're on at 10,
All
9
right.
or 10, I believe.
Our
so
time? So, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's
So we're going to
convenient.
hit that real quick before we go up to Holy Cross. My husband's football team is in the playoffs against UNH, actually.
Wow,
So
okay.
big face-off on Saturday, so a lot of sports watching for me. But yeah, World Soccer is very exciting, and they said viewership is like insane.
Is it up through the roof?
Yes. Was
And,
it?
I found Channel 10 had one of their reporters, Cal Domowski, I think it was, went out and asked one of the soccer people a bunch of questions about soccer.
Yeah.
You know, what does a
Well, who
yellow
would-
card mean? What is the
Well, who do they ask? Who are the soccer people they ask?
Soccer
I think it was
moms.
somebody who was in a soccer club in Providence. It's like one of
To
the
have been all soccer moms.
I think soccer mom, right? So I think it was just somebody in Providence who was part of a big soccer movement or club in
Okay.
Providence, and it was.
Yeah, I hope they
seemed
knew
like
the
a-
answers.
No, and he did. The guy was absolutely. I think he was like selected
Spot on.
because he knew he would
Oh,
know the
okay.
answer. Like I wondered, why in the world do you add time at the end of a game? If it's 90
injuries.
minutes,
Because-
shouldn't it be
Injuries.
90 minutes?
Injuries.
It's because unlike in football, when you have a timeout and everything stops, the
No,
clock
they don't
stops.
stop the
They
clock.
don't stop the clock.
No.
So they add the time at the end of
But
the.
that
at
adds
half,
the
which-
excitement because you don't know how much time do you have left to get the goal, to tie the score, to, it's all that.
Right.
That's what
It's-
us Americans don't understand
Don't
because
understand.
we're
Yes.
used to football and we're looking at the time.
Yeah.
Well, that time is unofficial.
It's
The
the
real
ref-
time is
yeah.
down on the field with the referee
ref.
that you can't see.
Right.
Yeah.
So the ref stops it. What they should
like,
do is have
wow.
they do a simultaneous plus minus though. They
Okay.
add a little
Yeah.
plus minus time.
See,
on
I'm not
the-
familiar with soccer. I learned something. I
Yeah.
was like, oh yeah, that's true. Why? Because it's like the 98th minute. I'm like, I
So
thought the
sports
game
and
was
it comes,
radio.
and it comes down to zero. Like, all right, we won. Hey,
Yeah.
they're still playing.
Yeah, that's right. Why? What happened?
What's going?
I won't say
on?
what channel I was listening to yesterday afternoon because it's rare that I'm in the car because my commute is so short these days. But I caught a little earful from a sports radio channel, and they were talking about how in the next 10 years, and I do believe this is going to happen because of football injuries and kind of just the criticism surrounding football, is you're going to start to see less viewership for football, less participation in football.
Yeah, really?
And more
You think so?
participation for soccer and lacrosse, and you're going to start to see this shift happening. And I have to agree. And I know it's because I'm a
Is it-
fan
but
of both
aren't they-
soccer and lacrosse, but
Aren't they still very physical and violent sports? I mean, I've seen
100%.
I've
Well,
seen a
especially
lacrosse match, and
lacrosse.
oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
But even
100%.
soccer, you're just mashing your head up all the time against this. I
You
mean,
are.
Talk about CTE. I mean, I
Yeah.
would think that.
I know
that
the
these balls
headers.
coming
I mean,
at
they
you-
definitely they restrict head balls. In
Mm.
middle school and under high school, you can start to do headers. But I agree with you, and I do think they're going to be putting concussion headbands on all soccer players soon. But
Yeah.
But then,
I don't
how
know.
do you head the ball
right,
without?
You take a little something off of it. I
you
mean,
are.
Yeah.
it's not
The
gonna be
angle
as-
of it will definitely
Right.
be impacted because
Yeah.
the concussion headbands have I think it's two little nodulars, almost like padded areas here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll change the angle of the ball, but they'll adapt.
Yeah.
So with the USA doing well in World Cup soccer this time, you think that that's going to have a boost
I do.
in soccer
I
participation?
loved the commercial. Did you see the commercial? Maybe we talked about this last week on the
Which
air. I'm
one?
not sure, with Peyton Manning and
Oh
David
yeah,
Beckham.
David Beckham. Yeah.
It's like
Yes,
a 3-minute
yes.
commercial. My husband's like,
That's
it's
football.
not as funny as you think. I'm like, it's hysterical, but I thought it was clever.
It's not as funny as you think.
Nah, he was definitely not amused. I was roaring laughing. He thought it was very cheesy, but he's also in the profession of athletics,
Right,
so it takes a
true.
lot to get him to laugh. But but I thought it was great, and I thought it for those people who are maybe curious or not fans yet of soccer, it definitely shed a little light on the football versus soccer terminology.
Well,
and
I mean, I always figured that the reason that it never really caught on here is it's. I mean, it's the media that drives everything, right? Television rights and all that other stuff, which is why football get big and NASCAR get big, and soccer. Where do you put a commercial in? If it's 45 minutes of nonstop action in each half, where do you put it? Where do you put commercials?
If
in?
someone gets hurt,
Right.
Yeah.
So, could you? But golf has got now in the Golf Channel. If you see it, they continue to show golf in the
Yeah.
little box, and they'll do their commercial
commercial.
elsewhere. I'm thinking, maybe that's the solution for soccer. Maybe they
Yeah.
just the game continues in one
Just
on
keep
one
watching it,
picture
yeah.
in picture.
So have you watched Wrexham yet? The documentary.
I have not. You talked
So
about that. I need
that
to do
is a
that.
really so what you're suggesting about where do you brand? How do you do sponsorship? I mean, so of course that's Ryan Reynolds, famous actor. He's
Right.
purchased the soccer team, and they did a documentary about the process of investing in the team and the money they're sinking into it and the attention they're trying to bring to the sport, but also to this small little town that was kind of going under. He also owns, is it Aviation Liquor? I think is his
Yeah,
gin product
he's
line.
got a gin line.
And he
He's-
does
mobile
spots for
phones and-
T-Mobile. He
right.
does spots. Anyways, my
Mm-hmm.
point is the team is all plastered, which most teams anyways have sponsors all over their jerseys. But then you also have like around the arena, whatever. So it's just done in a different way. It's not a commercial spot, but you have all these other sponsor opportunities to flash in front of the audience. But I feel like between his popularity, Wrexham's popularity for that documentary, but also Ted Lasso, some of these
Ted
other
Lasso,
shows.
right.
It's bringing a lot of light to the sport.
Right.
And people making fun of the flopping technique in soccer. You're seeing
been-
less
Little
of
dramatic, I
it.
think,
Yeah,
um,
you're seeing less of it because of that. And actually it makes
good.
it a better sport because now people are mindful of, I don't want to be accused of
Right.
acting. And it is a tough sport.
So I've always heard why it hasn't caught on is because look at USA won yesterday 1-0.
Right.
It's just too low scoring.
Right.
And I don't know if it was a World MLS at one point went out to FIFA, the governing body of soccer around the world, and said what we'd really like is to make the goal bigger, make it a little wider, and make it a little taller, so there'll be more goal scoring. And
already a
FIFA
very
said,
big goal.
said no.
No.
It is big already.
It's a big goal.
But they said no. That's right. It's big enough already.
You might
And
want to
so maybe
extend
that's
the
why.
box out. So you're not soccer people. So we're going to talk about the defensive line and extending the box up and giving more space for offsides, things like that. But
Mm-hmm.
it may be a low scoring game. However, that particular game yesterday, I watched the highlight reel because I didn't watch it live.
Yeah.
There were a lot of really close attempts, and that's where the thrill comes in. It's the
Mm-hmm.
same thing as hockey. You know, it's usually a low scoring game, and there's a lot of attempts, but you don't always hit the net. People say the same thing. The net should maybe be a little bigger. But it's thrilling, and if you are a fan or if you've caught on and you figured out the rules, it's exciting.
I always had to try to explain it to my father, who liked hockey, and I said, "Oh," because he could never understand offside. I said, "Dad, in soccer, the blue line keeps moving."
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. And the blue line is the last members of defense. They're on they carry the blue line, so it moves. And then he sort of got it.
Sort of got it.
He sort of got.
Whereas in hockey, the blue line's right there.
It's standard, and it never moves.
Right.
So
Right.
that he understood. So,
Yeah.
all right. So we'll see how it goes. And like we brought this up last week, the new soccer club in
Right.
Pawtucket,
Yes.
Yep,
Rhode Island FC. Their season ticket sales
Selling like mad
were
right now.
tremendous.
Yeah.
So you got a point, Melissa. That it's
Thank you.
it's really
Thank
It
you.
may
Well-
be catching on a lot more than what we anticipated.
I personally felt, based on the demographics of the areas of southeastern Massachusetts and around, that particular soccer stadium was going to do well.
Yep.
If not at the very beginning, I think long term had the possibility of success because it's a rabid sport. People around here, and it's an immigrant population. A lot of these cities that they're coming from countries that's their sport, soccer.
Yeah.
And so they're looking and craving for competitive sport like they found in their home country. So
Right.
having a competitive, Premier League type soccer in Rhode Island is going to be successful. I don't know
Yeah.
how it can't be.
We went to DC United a couple of years ago. I think I was with you guys. Like we were on the air together, and I told you about that particular trip. But we got to go to that stadium. We brought our girls to surprise them, and to see a dedicated soccer stadium, not the Revs at Gillette, where it's
right.
just way beyond the scope
Yeah,
of
it's
what they
huge.
can attract for ticket sales. To see it a little bit more modest, but still attract such a huge crowd and have it be sold out. It's thrilling. So I'm very excited to see it come to Pawtucket, and hopefully it does bring a lot of new soccer fans,
Right.
into the mix, but does something really good and positive for Pawtucket because
Right.
they could use it.
Yep.
All right,
Sure.
back to Prince William, by the way, and the Prince and Princess of Wales are going to be in Boston through the weekend. And now here comes the good gossip. Ready?
They're not bringing the kids, right?
They don't. It doesn't say,
Probably should. The kids are the ones everybody wants to see.
but I don't know. Kate's kind of cute.
True.
I don't know about what are your thoughts?
I'm
on
looking
the
forward to-
Prince? It
Hey,
looks
I'm
like
looking
his
forward to
dad.
him being king.
William's
That's
not
all
my
I know.
guy.
All right,
Harry's a little more.
But here's the gossip part. While they're in Boston, Prince Harry and Meghan are in New York City.
Oh, they're close
shocking.
by.
They're so close together. Are they going to get? Are they going to get together?
Maybe they will.
No,
You never know.
Well, they're set.
saying they
According to our sources here,
That's a
the-
30-minute flight and
Yeah.
a 3-hour ride. I think you
the
should
two
make it
couples
happen.
are not expected to spend any time
Maybe they'll
together.
hook up in the the lounge at the British
fun-
Airways
at the-
terminal.
I was going to say American Airlines.
And how about the fact
Let's have
that
a
maybe
drink.
we just don't know? Maybe they are
I
working,
know.
but they just don't want it to be publicized. I mean,
think so.
gosh,
You know what?
everything is so out there.
Yeah, it
Families-
does. We
families
don't
have
need to let them
struggles.
know.
I know they do.
So, all right, but so if you see them and you happen to be in New York over the weekend, you're going down to see the lighting of the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree.
That's tonight.
Is it tonight?
It's
Well,
tonight,
you can go down and
so
see it. You don't want
just
to be
see
there
the
with
tree.
the crowd.
No Mariah Carey. Usually she performs at it, and
Really?
she wasn't on the list.
It's okay. I'm okay with
Oh,
it.
I'm okay with it. I just was shocked. I was.
Oh, are you part of the grant people who don't like that song anymore?
I'm done. I'm
You're
tired.
done?
It's every time I say, "Hey Alexa, play Christmas music."
That's the
first
first
song
one
that
that
comes
comes
on,
up?
I'm like, next.
I don't mind the song. I have more of an issue of
With her?
just yeah.
Bit of a diva.
You know,
my favorite
Bit
one
of a
was
diva.
my favorite was New Year's Eve when the whole
Oh, it didn't work?
God.
yeah, the whole lip syncing just totally
Collapsed.
imploded, and it was just hysterical.
And she just stormed off.
It's
She
so
did. She was
sad.
so- yeah.
You know, there was a clip of her. I don't know what I was watching, and there was a clip of her in the 90s when she was first becoming popular, like just natural beauty, no makeup, curly hair, simple black dress. I forgot what one of her videos was called, Vision of Love, maybe one of those, whatever. And I was like, wow, she had a set of pipes. She just was. She still does have talent, but it's just become all about this high pitched thing, and then the skimpy dresses and the makeup and the plastic surgery. It's so not what I fell in love with her for back in the 90s.
Right.
Just
That's what
embrace
happens when you get
embrace
managers.
aging.
That's what happens when you get managers.
You don't
true.
see Taylor Swift doing that now, do you?
I don't, and that's probably why I'm such a loyal fan for my
All right.
girls.
Well, hopefully she stays that way. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, time for a break here on Coffee In, and we're going to take a look at the weather forecast being brought to you by the Ad Council.
The National Weather Service has issued a hazardous weather outlook and a wind advisory for today. Rain, mainly after 2 p.m., could be heavy at times. High of 58 degrees today. Very breezy, with winds gusting to 45 miles an hour. Chance of precipitation today, 100%, and a half an inch of rain is possible during the daylight hours. Tonight, rain continues, and a chance of showers right up until 10 o'clock. The rain could be heavy at times, low around 32 degrees, breezy, winds gusting up to 50 miles an hour. Chance of rain is 80% today, with another half an inch of rain on top of the half an inch during the daytime, making about an inch of rain possible. Thursday's weather, sunshine and 41, but very breezy, up to 45 miles an hour. Friday, sunny with a high of 46. Saturday, an 80% chance of rain again, with a high of 58 and a southwest wind up to 40. Sunday, sunshine and 46, and on Monday, they're still talking a little bit of rain, but partly sunny skies are predicted, with a high of 50 degrees and calm wind. And on Tuesday, mostly cloudy, 53, a 50% chance of rain next Tuesday.
Currently outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio on the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street with cloudy skies, no rain just yet, 43 degrees. Ready, Tim? Yeah. It's time to do the Cabbage Patch, the Running Man, or something a little more contemporary, the Floss. That's right, dance like a dad. With your kids, learn more at fatherhood.gov, sponsored by the Ad Council. Does your husband dance with the girls? Oh, did he?
Yes.
Oh, good for him.
Yes.
Time is always at a premium, but especially during the holiday season when everybody's rushing around with so much to do. That's one reason it's nice to shop here at home instead of heading out of town to go shopping, fighting traffic and winter road conditions. Here at home, you have more time to enjoy your shopping. You get more done. And besides, it's a good feeling knowing that instead of giving your business to strangers, you're helping to build a stronger local community. This holiday season, be good to yourself and your community and do your shopping right here at home.
One of our great hometown merchants is the Beef Barn with 2 locations, Pulaski Boulevard in Bellingham and Industrial Drive in North Smithfield. Woonsocket's newest antique store has doubled in size. Passed Down in Time now has more room for you to browse their unique gifts, Crossroad candles, old books, and many other vintage objects and collectibles. Passed Down in Time is directly across the street from Woonsocket City Hall on Main Street. Stop in and say hi to Cindy Wednesday through Saturday. Passed Down in Time invites you to discover the wondrous items that await you. Come in today. Passed Down in Time.
Hi, everybody. This is Dave Richards. Among the items we'll put up for bid on the Wednesday Milk Fund Radio Auction are a Julian Edelman jersey with Patriots hat and gloves, a 1,000-piece puzzle, a plush Red Sox throw, and gift cards from Broster House, Dollar Tree, Wendy's, Shell, and Little Generals. And that's just a few of the things we'll have. So join me, Joe Callahan, and our special guest auctioneer, Jennifer Jolliker, for all the fun from 4 to 5 p.m. Wednesday for the Milk Fund Radio Auction right here on ON Radio.
ON Radio.
Coffee In on ON. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, Milk Fun Auction this afternoon at 4 o'clock. Joe Callahan here along with Tim Draper and Melissa Smith. And time for your first message. Or time.
Time.
Time
Time
for
would be
first
good for
message
you.
from the Navigant Credit Union.
Thank you, Joe. Dave talks about Big Bank Tech on some of the spots that we have here on the radio station. And I think what is important about Big Bank Tech is that you can have access to information about your finances. And that's important, especially if you're out there Christmas shopping or holiday shopping and you realize, geez, did I transfer money into my checking account so I can use my debit card? I got to do that. Well, now you can. You just pop your phone open and make that move. It's a wonderful thing, and the technology is very helpful so that you can have complete picture of your finances 24/7, 7 days a week. We don't have to be open. You just have to have a Wi-Fi connection or a cell connection, and you can check your finances at all the time. You can find out all about our digital services at navigantcu.org, or you can give us a call, 233-4700, speak to somebody over in the contact center, who you'll find in Smithfield, Rhode Island. We don't outsource that. And more importantly, just go on into the branch. Go see our friends in Park Square and ask them to give you a lesson on our digital services, and they'll be happy to show you how to download the app onto your phone, how to get you access to online banking on your computer, whatever it might be. We're always here to help with Big Bank Tech without the big bank.
All right, Tim, very good. This is kind of a sad story that's going on. It's up in Boston. About a month or so ago, they discovered 4 infants that had passed away in one apartment.
That doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make any
Well,
sense.
I mean, we had that story out of Blackstone how many years ago? That was a very similar, and I think
This one's a little different because the one in Blackstone, the focus went right on the parents, and then it switched over to the mom, who I
Yep.
believe is still in prison
I think so,
out there
yeah.
in Western Mass. But this one, no arrests have been made. It's been well over a month, and the investigation is still ongoing.
Yeah,
And they haven't come out and said, because the autopsies are still
Something
pending.
has to
They
be
still haven't
fishy,
said
right?
how
I mean-
these 4
Right.
infants, it's 2 boys and 2 girls.
Right.
I know that, and nothing has been said of how they passed away.
Yeah, it's weird and a strange mystery. And
how were they discovered? I don't think I saw that in the story.
They got a
I don't
call, didn't
remember.
they? I thought the police got a call, and so somebody went. So that means somebody knew something and
Right.
called the police.
Well, is it one of those deals where something smells funny?
Maybe
Or
literally.
I mean, you have 4 infants in an apartment, and you're hearing crying,
Well, you should.
and you're not hearing crying anymore. Is it that too? You're not
Yeah.
seeing like the in out. There's no diaper boxes with the trash. Like I don't know, just
Mm-hmm.
suspicion.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm
that's so
waiting.
sad,
I'm
though.
waiting for something to break in that one, and so they can tell you what's going on. Same thing. I still keep following what's going on out in Idaho.
Those 4 college
with the 4
students? Yeah,
college
I know,
students.
that's
You're just
really
getting
weird.
no information
Right.
from them. They're just holding everything back. You hear a lot of rumors. You hear a lot of speculation.
Right.
The news media is trying to get stuff, but now they're just going, well, let's talk to so-and-so's victim's ex-brother-in-laws.
Right.
What do they think? Well,
Right.
who cares what they think? They weren't there.
That's
and,
right.
So they don't know. And
Well, the latest was that it was a serial killer suspicion,
Well, that was-
right?
that was
Is
another
that's-
rumor.
Yeah.
But
It
so
could
everyone
be.
are they still on lockdown? Because they did like a lockdown for
they-
almost a week.
Most of them went home for Thanksgiving. Well, now
Oh, that's
they're
what it
all-
was. They
now
released
they're
a
all-
break early.
Yeah, but
That's
now they're
right.
all back. Well, I don't know about all, but so classes are still going on.
Yeah.
That's scary.
But you just hear how
That's very
nervous
scary.
everybody is
Right.
in that part of the state.
Yeah, they're not. Seems like the authorities are not very forthcoming these days with information about these types of stories, and I wonder if there's a reason for that.
I like to think that there is.
Yeah,
Um,
they don't want the media to get it because once the media gets it, they're going to
Yeah.
run with whatever they want to run with, and then social media will
Right.
get it and it'll go crazy. And right now, you can say, "Oh, it's rumor and speculation. We don't know."
Yeah.
Right. And there's liability in it too, right?
Right.
So if it goes to court or there's a trial or there's something surrounding the
Right. We don't want to lose the prosecution. We got to make
Correct.
sure the evidence is correct.
And the police are not dumb. They'll release information that they think will be good to flush
Help
somebody
them, right.
out.
Right.
Other than that, they just investigation's ongoing. Yeah, we're still looking into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, interesting question.
But it's
for
just frustrating
Next time
for
the
the
chief
general
comes in.
public. He's going to be here tomorrow.
Yeah, you should ask
I
him.
will ask him
is
about
that is it when do you give out information and when don't you?
right.
He might
Is
not
there-
tell us.
Well, that's true. But I mean, there's probably a kind of a basic reason for why they do it that way. Mm-hmm. We don't want there's an investigation and we're trying to figure out the facts, and we don't want the facts to get
Right.
muddied with speculation.
Yeah.
Well, look what happened with the
Public
shooting in
opinion and
Texas.
stuff.
I mean, there was so much backpedaling over the details that were released too
Yeah.
early, and
Right.
then it was, oh nope, this teacher didn't leave a
Right.
door open, or they did. I mean, there was all this too much in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Had to roll it back, and then it impacts
And those
the
may be the
ability to.
extremes. That may be exactly what it is.
So they just want to make sure that they're not.
Mm.
Or
And
even
they keep saying that the two other people in the apartment that weren't even touched,
Yeah.
that they're not suspects or anything. I'm like,
okay.
are they really not suspects, or is that just what they want us to know? And they are really still looking at them.
Mm. This is a little
So,
weird.
I don't know.
I don't think there's much similarity in this, but I remember the Amanda Knox story, feeling like how can someone be there, and how many months we went on and on and on. Is she guilty? Is she not guilty? How can she be there in a space with a dead body,
Right.
Yeah.
and not have some knowledge or something to do with it?
Right.
And it makes you wonder if that's similar in that they are looking at them, but they can't say they are. But I don't know.
Right.
All right, I don't know. Moving on to other things. This is kind of funny. 2 inmates, okay, in Macon County, Wisconsin. I'm sorry, Michigan, at the Macomb Correctional Facility, and they're expected to face new charges because they posted a rap video that was shot in the prison, and they posted it to YouTube.
How did they shoot it? Did they have phones?
That's the problem.
How are they posting it to you? How are they posting anything?
Right.
According to a Michigan Department of
hopefully
Corrections
this is not a
spokesman,
maximum security prison.
the video was shot on cell phones, and inmates are banned from having cell phones. So, how did they get it?
Right.
And how dumb are they that let's post it online?
Well, they're in prison, so they can't be that smart to begin with.
So they have now been separated. I guess maybe they were cellmates. They're now separated and in segregation, and charged with charges will be filed against those who smuggled the 2 pair of cell phones. Sounds like
We used
it sounds
to
like the
smuggle
correctional
knives and
officers.
saws.
Yeah.
Now we're smuggling cell phones.
The file in the cake kind of thing.
Nail file in the cake.
Well, I
Don't
mean,
do
go
that
back to
anymore.
Shawshank Redemption, right? So you
I could get things.
You,
Red.
you trade things
Yeah.
for cigarettes, and
Well,
you have
according
the
to
underground access.
According to the spokesman for the Department of Corrections, one man is in prison for second-degree murder, and the other's in for armed robbery.
So how disturbing if you're the victim or family member of a victim of one of those 2 people that are on this video having
Look
fun
at
in
that!
prison.
Look at them having a good
like,
time.
Look at us, and I mean,
Yeah.
how disturbing that must be for them.
Yeah, the video, if you want to look it up, in this cell,
Yeah, I don't.
it was posted
just-
on
I'm good.
YouTube on
Yeah,
November 3rd.
that just gives them more.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I wonder
Street
how
cred.
many people
No.
have clicked it.
Well,
I mean, I'm sure.
it doesn't say.
Now I want to go on just to see how many.
And that's what happens. So that you're going to contribute. You're not.
Clickbait.
You're going
I'm
to
not. I'm not
resist
gonna
the
do it.
temptation.
I'm gonna resist.
You're
Now
gonna
one,
resist.
now, one of these inmates of the 2,
Resistance.
he's been in trouble at the facility in the past for having things he shouldn't have.
So
You
who
know-
does he hang around with in the prison? That can get
How
him
does
stuff?
he get it? Has to be the worker. It has to be the staff.
Well, you
Right.
think correctional officers, you think who's ever coming to visit them
Yeah, but
might
don't
be
they,
able.
aren't they like behind glass, and are they in the same?
Well, I guess it all depends on the crime you've
Don't they
committed.
go through like screening processes, patting down,
It's weird, man.
hiding it under the meatloaf on the
Who- Under the
cafeteria
meatloaf.
tray?
Who
Laundry
Well,
basket.
who gets the conjugal visits and who doesn't? Mm-hmm. And what's going on there?
I don't know.
But anyway, let's see. Now, the rap video was filmed by 2 inmates and uploaded to YouTube earlier this month. So there's other inmates involved. There's 2 inmates with 2 cell phones filming these 2 guys rapping. So there's 4 individuals.
So, you know what? Hey,
that
they're very
posted this.
creative. We'll give them that.
Well, they got
Actually,
nothing
if you,
else to do,
if you
so
have
what do we
a
care?
video on YouTube, you have to have a YouTube channel. So chances are there's more than one video. They probably have.
If they emailed it to somebody outside the prison and say, "Hey, post this for us,"
Oh, well,
I'll
that's
tell you,
different.
that's a big file. You got to try to figure out how to get off your phone.
It's hard to do. I've done it for work. It's easier to, yeah.
well, maybe one of them's a computer genius.
Maybe, Joe.
don't know.
Maybe.
It's just, ugh. All right, what do
get
you have
that-
for
That was
happy
a-
stuff? What do you got for
I'll
like?
get the happy stuff in a minute. But there was another story I heard, Pennsylvania, I think, where a 16-year-old he posted a video to Instagram and he's confessing to a murder he just did,
Yeah.
and the body's still there.
Oh.
But he posted to Instagram with his face.
Yeah. These people
I'm
are
like,
not
what
smart.
are you thinking?
I mean, if you just murdered somebody, you're not smart to begin with.
And then he's on Instagram asking for help, trying to dispose of the body.
Oh, that's good.
It got to the
Hey,
police.
How do we get rid of this?
Yeah, it's like, well, you're really just not thinking now, are
Oh
you?
man, Darwin Awards. That's what. it
Darwin
is.
Awards, yeah. All right. We'll get to the fun stuff, Melissa. Don't you worry.
You know.
But Tim, time for a second message
First,
from
the fun
Navigate.
stuff from Navigate.
Navigate Credit Union.
So my second message, Joe, is about our holiday word. Every year we pick a word and we try to celebrate that word and we put it up on our billboard and we try not to talk about products and services and things like that. It really is just all about taking a break, taking a deep breath, and enjoying the holiday season, regardless of what you celebrate, whether it's Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa, or whatever it is. We want you to take some time and reflect on the good things that you have in life and the good things that have come to you, and certainly be mindful of those that don't have those things. And in this year's case, our word is family. And we really feel that no matter what family you're a part of, you need to take time and celebrate that as best you can. And I know it's hard for some folks at this time of the year. Certainly hard for me in a few ways. But it is important to take that time and acknowledge the good things that you have, the people that you love, and the credit union just wants to remind us to do that. And so if you drive down Route 146, you'll see our billboard. I believe we're going to post a series of pictures of how they made that billboard.
Oh, nice.
Because it's actually gingerbread cookies in the letters that spell out family. And they're all decorated.
Yeah.
And our agency, our communications agency, actually spent a day
Putting it together?
experimenting with cookies and creating them and baking them.
Sounds like a terrible
and
day at
decorating.
work.
That's what I said. I
Sounds
said,
like a
where was
terrible
I when you guys were producing? I just paid for your
Yeah.
fun.
Well, these
So-
won't work out, Chump.
I know.
These are not
But we
gonna
think
work.
it came out really good. I want to say there was several hundred gumdrops that surround the building. So it really is cute. And
I've
it's a
seen the
great
picture
design.
on your social media.
Right, so
looks-
it
does
must
look
be
great.
out
I
there,
did
but-
not. Now I
Yeah.
need to
Now
look
you
it
need to
look it
go
up.
look at it. So family, folks, that's the word of the season, and we hope that
Family.
you celebrate yours and enjoy the holidays.
Very good. More Coffee Ann is coming up. We ask you to please stick around.
Krakow Deli Bakery and Smokehouse offers authentic homemade Polish food to make your next meal real special. Try our many varieties of hot and fresh pierogi with onions and dirty sour cream, or pick up golubki, kielbasa, babkas, or some fresh rye bread. We also offer a large selection of specialty and imported goods. We're open Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays from 9 to 6, Wednesdays 9 to 5, and Saturdays 8 to 5. Follow us on Facebook to learn about our weekly specials. Located at 855 Social Street in Woonsocket, Krakow Deli Bakery and Smokehouse has all the authentic Polish foods you love. When it comes to emergency service for plumbing and heating, you can't beat C.J. Nemus, 37 Corey Street in Woonsocket. C.J. Nemus offers over 15 years of experience and is licensed in both Rhode Island and Massachusetts. C.J. Nemus offers complete heating system service, plumbing, water heaters, plus drain and sewer cleaning. Remember that senior citizens receive a 10% discount. So give Charlie a call today at C.J. Nemus, 769-4776. They're registered with the Better Business Bureau. They're a master plumber with quality service. It's the only way and the best way. With C.J. Nemus, call today, 769-4776 for C.J. Nemus.
There is nothing like the beauty of a little holiday tree to liven up the holidays. Join us at the St. Anne Arts and Cultural Center for its annual Trim a Tree classes on Wednesday, November 30th at 1 p.m. or 6 p.m. Create and decorate your very own tabletop boxwood tree. This popular event sells out every year. A light meal is included. Private classes are available for groups of 15 or more. For tickets or additional information, visit Vos True Value Hardware or the St. Anne Arts and Cultural Center website.
It is Coffee Ann here on ON, AM, and FM. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Melissa Smith from the St. Antoine Communities and Tim Draper from Navigate Credit Union. All right, you want the happy stories, Melissa?
Yep, hit me.
All right, this was actually is fun. And one Marine veteran making the best out of her prosthetic leg by turning it into a beer glass.
Oh.
All right.
There's a smart woman right there.
Anika Hutzler, that's a tough last name, was seen on the Jumbotron at a Los Angeles Lakers basketball game, pouring a beer into her prosthetic leg and then chugging the drink as the crowd cheered.
You know what?
Wow.
making a bad situation fun.
Yep.
Yep.
Hutzler had her leg amputated in 2019 after a tumor couldn't be removed from her foot. She was awarded a gift card for being the, quote, fan of the game for her drinking antics.
Wow.
Very creative.
And then the Lakers lost, which is probably why she was drinking. 116 to 115 to Indiana. But, hey, why not?
Yep.
Yeah, that's
True.
funny. I hope that she cleaned the leg up before she put
I
the beer
thought
in
it
it.
was
No, you would hope
sanitation
so.
too, but I didn't want to say it.
Well,
I'm
you know
glad
what?
you did.
It's hers, and so it doesn't really
It's true,
matter.
it's her own, yep.
It's her own germs.
All right, so there's that one. Everybody knows The Rock.
Yes.
Oh, we love The Rock.
All right. The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, returned to his old stomping grounds on Oahu, over there in Hawaii, to make some amends. The Black Adam star visited a 7-Eleven over the weekend he used to frequent as a teenager. And in an Instagram post, he admitted he used to steal
Oh,
king-sized Snickers bars on the way to the gym every day because he couldn't afford them at the time. So The Rock returned to the same 7-Eleven, bought all the Snickers bars in the store, and picked up the tab for some shoppers as well.
there we go.
Johnson left the candy bars at the counter and instructed the cashier to give them to anyone else trying to steal a Snickers. These are already paid for. Here's, take this one.
That's right. That's right.
Well, yeah, The
You know
Rock
what?
has got so much money now, so.
I know. But you know what? That just shows the kind of guy that he is. He didn't have to do that.
No, he didn't
No.
have to.
He could have stole that stuff and then just went
he
on
already
with
did,
life.
yeah, yeah.
Right?
I am
He stole it,
fascinated by
recognized
him.
it.
He is a fascinating
He really
individual.
is.
If you follow
It's a
him on
fascinating
Instagram,
life. Yeah.
it is and you follow his diet and his workout regimen, and
Oh,
it
it's
is
crazy.
just it is
Oh.
insane. It's next level.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, that's why he looks the way that he does. You know,
Well,
it's not
that's-
my
that's
thing.
right.
That's just too much muscle for me. But it's impressive.
Yep.
You ever hear, he tells the story of, because he's the voice of, I can't remember the character. It's a Disney movie.
Moana.
Moana,
yeah.
he's the guy with the
Yeah.
hook.
I think all
what's
I can
his
say
name?
is you're welcome.
You're welcome. Yeah, he said. Well, he's the voice of
Right.
that
Someone's in Disney
character.
mood right now.
Somebody's
And,
in Disney mood.
but now he's watching the movie with his daughter.
Yep.
And he's like, that's me, and she's like, no, it isn't.
Yeah,
And so he sang the
Yep.
"You're Welcome" song
Yeah.
to her. He's like, no, the guy in the film's so much better.
so cute.
Auto tuning.
yeah, that's
true.
right. I said, oh, that's awesome. So
Right. Right.
now, one of his daughters, last I knew, was actually training to be a professional wrestler,
Oh,
Really?
really?
which would make first time 4 generations in one family.
Right, his grandfather, his father,
Him, and now his daughter.
Wow,
Oh,
that's interesting.
interesting.
Yeah. I don't know where she is in her training or how
Yeah.
well that is going. Or
How old is she?
She was 19 or 20
Oh, okay.
at the time. You got to start
I thought
early
he
in
had
this.
little kids. I guess he has.
I think is that his daughter from a different
Well,
relationship?
from his first marriage.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the others are the littles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those the littles.
So keep an eye out for another
For another
Johnson.
rock. A rockette.
A rockette coming.
rockette.
That's
Hey.
pretty good.
There we go.
So I found this amusing as well.
Marketing director.
Thought of that one right off the top of my head. Sometimes they come.
All right. A space-aged, self-cleaning toilet. This is in San Francisco. That was unveiled in the San Francisco's Embarcadero on Wednesday. Has already broke.
I got to tell you, I have a funny story.
A
So,
self-cleaning toilet?
Coit
We're gonna
Tower in
potty
San
talk now?
Francisco.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a self-cleaning toilet
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
And we were there a couple years ago, and that we were waiting outside to use it because everybody was like, "Okay, I gotta go." And this guy comes out and just dropped about 9 F-bombs about how bad the whole thing is in there. He goes, "It doesn't work. It's stupid. It's dirty." We turned around and said, "Maybe we're not going to use that one." And went with the old traditional style somewhere in a McDonald's or something.
So Tyler Kralik, all right, this with the design firm Smith Group Architects at the unveiling said the stainless steel toilet is designed to be durable. However, it seems the commode may not have withstood its self-cleaning cycle. By Friday, just 3 days after being unveiled, the commode appeared to not return to its sitting position after it self-cleaned.
What is?
This thing actually, the one that
What
Coit
does this
Tower
look
actually-
like?
I guess
I
the
feel
lid
like I
comes
need
up.
to-
I don't have a
actually had, like,
picture, so I
water.
don't know.
It was like a
Yeah?
solution that sprayed around the whole thing after you had done. Every time it like had the doors that open. It was wild.
Now, it's
I mean, in theory.
it's a Paris-based company. JC Deco is supplying the toilets and their maintenance for free to the city in exchange for the right to sell advertising on some of its city's kiosks. The new public toilet is one of 25 that will eventually replace the city's older self-cleaning public toilets.
Oh, see, that's
Yet-
the one I must have seen.
You must have been one of the older
self-cleaning
ones.
Yeah, yeah.
The plastic one.
Oh, maybe.
Doesn't say plastic. Public ones.
Public.
But they got to work.
Right.
If you're going to say that they're going to self-clean on their own,
They got to clean.
you got to do what it says it's got to do. So,
Right.
all right. And it's not doing it. So be careful out there in San Francisco. All right. Things that just don't come in and out of your head all the time. And
I wonder about the things that come in and out of your head, Joe. Often it concerns me a little
thank
bit.
you.
In fact,
On to football.
I love how he thinks that these are all happy stories. By
Well,
the
this-
way,
this one was-
we've
this
had
one's
a
not-
we've had a prosthetic
I
leg
don't know.
that we
I
use
thought
as a
that-
beer
that was
mug.
fun.
That was a
Great.
fun
That's
one.
a fun
Yep.
story.
We
Self-cleaning
talked about
toilets?
self-cleaning
and,
toilets.
and anything with the Rock is good. But this is going on out in Cleveland, and things I forget. And Deshaun Watson is going to come back and play this weekend. Jacoby Brissett gets pushed to the side because Deshaun Watson is coming back, and I'm like, okay, yeah. But things I forget. Now, several of Deshaun Watson's accusers, and as soon as I saw it, accuser, I'm like, oh, that's
right.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
Now they're all going to come to the game, which they're going to be in attendance on Sunday when he makes his return against his former team. Cleveland Browns quarterback was reinstated Monday after serving an 11-game suspension. That's how come I forget these things.
Yeah.
An 11-game
Wow.
suspension for violating the NFL's personal conduct policy due to multiple allegations of sexual misconduct. Watson reached settlement with 23 of his 25 accusers.
Oh my God.
News of the accusers attending Cleveland's game in Houston was first reported by The Athletic. I think that's an online thing. So, I mean, they're going to boo them anyway.
right.
But
I thought
there'll
Jacoby
be a lot more
Brissett was
booing.
doing pretty good for Cleveland.
He
Yeah,
was
that's
doing good, but if you're the owner, if you're the GM,
Right, and you
well,
paid all this
we're
money
paying Deshaun Watson
Right.
this amount of money, and we're paying Jacoby this amount of money. Who plays?
Well, it'll be very interesting to see what kind of response he gets from his fan base.
And I didn't realize he's playing against his former team,
Oh, okay.
which will be
Little
even
Texans.
more booing
the
down
Texans
there. Yeah,
it's
the Texans, which is too bad because the Texans are lousy.
Yeah.
This year they've only won one game, and so Cleveland's probably going to win.
Who's
Yeah.
coaching the Texans now? It's not was Vrabel the coach for
No,
No,
he's
Bill O'Brien
Tennessee.
was the
Bill
coach.
O'Brien. Sorry,
Yeah.
Bill O'Brien. That's what.
Right,
Okay.
and Vrabel's Tennessee, and they're doing
Yeah.
pretty well too.
Yes, I don't know who's coaching the Houston Texans right now. So
You know who's coaching the Patriots? We don't know. we think it's Bill Belichick.
We think
Bill's in charge. Don't worry about
right.
it.
Yeah, Bill is in charge. I don't doubt that.
And we'll see what happens this Sunday. Sorry,
Thursday.
It's tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow it's Thursday night.
Right.
Okay. This is also not a good story, but a trailblazing White House employee of the Biden administration is charged with stealing luggage at a Minneapolis airport.
Oh boy, it's
Isn't
not
that
the
bizarre?
press secretary, is it?
No.
Because she's trailblazing.
Sam Brinton, a senior Energy Department official and one of the federal government's first non-binary officials, is on leave of absence after being charged for the September incident. Police say Brinton took a $2,300 Vera Bradley suitcase from the luggage carousel at the Minneapolis-St. Paul airport. Officers say video surveillance showed him removing tags that identified the owner before stealing the bag.
Weird.
I was
Isn't
gonna
that,
say
isn't
maybe
that
he
weird?
thought it was his bag, but
I know. Not taking the tags off.
No, he probably thought, hey, that's one of them Vera Bradley bags that are really.
That I would ever
and I need a
even-
present for my girlfriend, so let me go grab that.
Vera Bradley luggage is $2,300.
Yes,
I believe it.
because aren't
You
those
think
aren't,
so?
aren't there tiny little bags like 900 or 1,000?
No, that's
No?
Coach.
No.
And Louis Vuitton. And those
Yeah,
guys.
that's
Why
what
do you
I'm
know this,
thinking. I'm
Tim?
like,
I know. Why do I know this? That's a really good question, Joe.
I'm actually impressed. Well done. Well done.
But the Vera Bradley bag is 20. And why do you need a $2,300 suitcase?
Why do you need a
Oh my gosh,
$2,300?
please go to
And they're-
Walmart or Target
I think they're
and,
made
and
of-
get one for $20.
I don't know about that one, but
The
most of
cloth
Vera Bradley, they're
fabric.
cloth, and I can't imagine that's very stable.
I don't think
in
I've
the
ever
belly of an
seen
airplane.
anything Vera Bradley even over $300-400.
Really?
That's why I'm shocked by the
Well, how about this?
maybe the
If you-
contents.
If you have a Vera Bradley bag, why are you checking it? Or why are you even traveling with it?
Right.
Because it's just down there with all the other luggage going around
commoners
the
luggage,
carousel.
like-
Can't you
mine.
charter a private plane if you can afford a $2,300
One would think.
You would
piece
think
of
so.
luggage? I feel like
Maybe
that.
you won it at a golf tournament.
Do you do stuff when you travel? Do you do stuff to signify your luggage from other
Yes.
I have,
people's
I have a
luggage?
big red piece of
That's what I
fabric
use.
on mine.
Yep.
Because
And
all, the
Big
luggage-
orange
it's all black.
because all the luggage is all black or navy blue.
And then the one that I check,
And
it's
they're all the
actually
same
got
size.
It's an odd shape. It's more like a pear shape. It's really weird. It
Mm-hmm.
makes it a bit of a challenge to
I was gonna say, how do you
check,
pack
but
that?
Putting it in the car is more difficult than it is anything else. But it actually provides a little more room for my shoes at the bottom,
Hmm.
and I don't need stuff for my t-shirts and socks and things at the top. So it works well when you pack it correctly. But it's different. It looks weird, so you can tell it pretty easily on a
Good
carousel.
last story for you, Melissa. A depressed cat from South Jersey animal shelter has finally found its forever family. Huh? Isn't that clever? Fish Topher spent months at the Homeward Bound Pet Adoption Center in Blackwood, New Jersey, after being abandoned at 5 years old, and was so sad he'd only eat or look up when he had company. The nonprofit shelter couldn't find a home for Fish Topher until tweeting his Pet Finder profile and telling the tabby's tale. It went viral at Thanksgiving, and suddenly hundreds of animal lovers offered to adopt Fish Topher. He's been placed with folks who've promised to be his forever family, and they have adopted the depressed cat.
Oh, there we go. What a great way to end this show,
Does
Joe.
it make you feel good now?
It's warm and fuzzy.
It's all warm and
It's warm and
fuzzy.
fuzzy.
All right.
Warm and fluffy.
Thanks for listening in, everyone. We appreciate it as always. Tim Draper, thanks for coming in.
Joe, thanks for having me. Melissa, good to see you, and everybody enjoy the God-given day.
And it's family, right?
Family.
All
That's
right.
the word of the season.
Very good. Melissa Smith, thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me. See you next week.
All right, this is Joe Callahan. Have a great day, everyone. Stay tuned for Gary Smith and the crew. Do you remember is at 9:30. Milk Fund auction this afternoon at 4.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news. Massachusetts state officials are advising the motoring public to watch for traffic alerts in Greater Boston over the next few days.